Hi Muses, welcome to the Brenda Mangalore page, and welcome Muses. If you're a Muse mama, hi, say hi. I'm planning amazing things for the membership for this month. If you're not a member, definitely check it out under brendamangalore.com, Muse mama. Otherwise, just drop a comment below and I will send you the links. Anyway, as always with all my videos, if you're watching with me live, make sure you comment below #YayLive. If you're watching the replay, welcome. I love you guys. I totally get that sometimes you can't just join in live, and I prefer replay sometimes, so it means you can like fast forward. But definitely still comment below #YayReplay so that I know that you're watching and that you're listening. And also really it's for you, because I know when I participate actively, which means commenting, doing love heart showers, it helps me fully engage and be present and to be open to what might be coming in terms of inspiration or connection or connecting dots that I might not have seen otherwise. So today I am waiting, as you can tell, doing the school run, and this is my way of making sure I get it done. This is how I weave my art making, which is not just, if you don't know me, I'm Brenda Mangalore. I'm an artist, I paint. I'm a Muse mama, as I call it, where you are ambitious, spiritual, you're creative, and you know that your creativity is the heart and soul and the seed to you living a life of joyful purpose, and that includes your motherhood, but it is not only mamahood. And I've been trying to avoid the whole mama thing for a long time and trying to keep it separate, but struggled because it needs to, in order to live a rich life. And I realized that life can be a rich tapestry of many layers, and in order to do that we have to weave all of you, which means your calling as a creative, as well as your calling as a mama, as well as being a partner, a wife, a daughter, a friend, and all those kind of things. And my art involves painting, but it also involves showing up here and just sharing what I know. And the beauty about art and creativity is that when you actually dive in, even when you're not sure and not clear, and which is why I wanted to come on today, because I've had this kind of aha, but it's still not quite 100% clear yet. I wanted to articulate it and really find that clarity and connection. And the way to do that is to really dive in. When you have an aha moment or an idea that kind of strikes you, the best way to really get it clear and to really capture it is to do something with it. And for me, that is showing up here on this video, knowing that I will be sharing incredible value for you Muses, for you to be able to involve that and include that in your life. And that is what your job is as an artist. I always talk to myself, and there was this first thought, like, my job as an artist is to make sure that the art gets made. And the only way that the art gets made is I need these things. And there isn't a lot of them, although in each one there's probably little sub-points in them. And so each time I say a point, if you really resonate with it, I love for you to definitely comment them below. It collects them all. Sometimes I say amazing things I have no idea because I'm just like flowing with the ideas, and I have to listen back to it. And I always love to read through the comments to know what it is that resonated with you. And that's how we kind of have that connect as well. So, and I'm thinking about all these things because right now I am offering my Muse Messenger Magic, where you work one-on-one with me just on Messenger, because I know if you're like me, sometimes you just like too much is going on. School holidays is coming up soon. I'm going to be like full of kids in my house, and I'm not going to have that school time to work, but you still need that connection. You still need to be able to stay connected to the anchors and reminders, to be encouraged and mentored by someone who can remind you what it is that you're working towards, remind you that you are capable. And sometimes a messenger message is all you need versus doing like a whole course or a workshop. So yes, I will be talking about those details a bit after. Let me get this out before the bell rings. What is your job as an artist? Your job as an artist or creative or a muse or a maker, whatever it is that you call yourself, you're a creative and you're getting inspired and you're making the thing. Your job is to bring that art to life, whether it is a painting, whether it is a course, whether it is a piece of music or a dance or something less traditionally creative like a project or community event. Whatever it is, your job when you're being called to make the thing is to bring it to life. And what you need are these things. You need resources to make it happen. And for a lot of people, they think of it as money, right? And so when the decision to be not just someone who just, like, I take me as an example, to paint just for the sake of painting, for the process of painting. And as I say, I do these videos not just for you and to share the value, but also for me to gain incredible clarity and articulation around what it is that I'm being inspired to share. There is so much you can get from just the process of the making, and that is, so let's say you just want to make the painting, but then in order to keep making more paintings, I'm going to need to get art supplies, and those are resources too, and for that I need money. And this is when you might be called to then make your art as a business, as a personal brand, as part of your career, as your work, where you offer it for money, because your job as an artist is to ensure that you can get the art made. And in order to get the art made, you need resources, and those resources might be money, and that's one kind of resource that you might need. The other ones that not many people talk about, or you forget, is that you also need the attention and the energy to do it. Those are resources, as well as time, although time is relative, and that you will find, especially if you're a mama, you totally understand this. When something needs to be done, you somehow get it done, even if you have a million other things to get done, right? Because it's somehow, I don't know if you found this, but I found this. I can do a lot more now with 2 kids under the ages of 5 than I did when I had 0 kids and a dog, I guess. And so time is kind of like a resource, but at the same time, I think it's the energy and the attention to do it. Those are the resources that you need in order to get the art made. So your job as an artist is not only to make the art, but to ensure that you always have that flow of resources in order to get that art made. And whether that is money, and if that is the case, this is when you need to step up to the next level of offering your art for sale, to offer it for people in exchange for money, because it's not to like take away their money, but because in that exchange, it means you can continue doing your work, being called as an artist to make the work, because you got the resources you need to make the art. Does that make sense? Hashtag below makes sense, if you totally understand what I'm saying. And so resources, let me check my notes. I actually wrote scribbly, like there's a whole bunch of notes. These are all just scribbles. And so I'm trying to make sense of it. And the best way to do that, as I mentioned before, is to just show up and to talk it out loud, or to write it out in your journal, because sometimes it feels like a fog and you're kind of getting glimpses of it. And the only way to really capture it is to swim in the fog and to capture all of that mess. And this is when you can find your articulation. Clarity. So resources, money, you definitely need tools and so supplies or whatever it is. But more than that, and this applies to all kinds of creative work, is that you need the energy and the attention. And one of those resources might be skill sets, like your ability. And that might mean you have to upskill. It might mean also your ability to keep going and to be reminded that you're capable. And that's why you have to be surrounded by people who then give you that resource of capability and confidence in your creative practice and in what it is that you're being made to do. This is why I invest in mentoring. This is why I invest in masterminds and having coaches in my life that I can connect with, because they remind me that I am capable and I have the ability to just go out there and to do the work, because my job as an artist is to make sure the art gets made. The other thing that you need is to ensure that the vessel, which is you, is clear and capable of making and getting the art made. And that means looking at your body, heart, mind, and soul. So making sure that you're physically healthy enough, and that you are not going to be sick all the time, and that you get enough sleep and all that kind of stuff, especially if your work is very physical, if you're a painter like me, or whether it is just making sure that you're not getting brain fog because you're getting distracted and not getting enough sleep. Heart and mind is making sure that, you know, this is where you do your journaling or your meditations, or you're talking with a friend so that you can clear any of the resistance that comes up and blocks that comes up that are more emotional in nature, and clearing that. And your heart is the emotional stuff. And soul, that means staying connected to the inspiration, why you were, the big why, your intentions for making the work, whether it is just for yourself or whether it is to provide a transformation for the world. Your job as an artist is to ensure that the art gets made, and the art cannot get made unless you, as the vessel, can be clear and free and allows flow of ideas and inspiration and energy and attention and all those resources to create the work. And this is both physical as well as mental, emotional, and soul, spiritual, right? So this is like health. I guess is another way of saying it. But I think of it as a vessel because sometimes when everything is falling into place, I know I've had enough sleep, I'm feeling healthy, I'm feeling nourished, both emotionally as well as physically. It means that I am more ready to receive inspiration and new ideas that I won't even know where it came from. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And then I keep going, and then the next step and the next step gets clearer and clearer to make the thing and get ideas to solve problems, to connect dots that I never would have thought of otherwise. Whether it is in my marketing strategies or sales page copy or writing blog posts or making the paintings or talking to clients and working on commissions, all of those things require that I be a healthy vessel for the work to kind of, for the creativity and the art to kind of flow through in order to get the art made. Does that make sense? Hashtag below, being the vessel. Hashtag being the vessel, right? If you connect with this, if this is something that you need to work on, definitely keep that in mind. And then the next two things that you need is flow, which is kind of connected to all the things, because flow and creative flow. And this requires that, you know, as the artist, your job is to get the art made, is that you need to understand how the creative process works and how the your creative practice works, how you work with your creativity, how do you get things done. And this is not just like to-do list doing, but also to be able to incorporate the inspiration and creativity part into the practical. This is where the mindset and the strategy comes to life into like the physical, tangible thing that you're getting done. You know, this is where you're running the event, this is where the song gets sung, this is where the emails get sent properly and written out. The book is actually written as opposed to this beautiful concept that's in your brain. And flow, in order for that to happen, means you need to, you know, cultivate the habit of being able to show up consistently, and as well as good, you know, vessel clearing habits. It's about doing the discipline and knowing how to focus on what you need. And flow requires this kind of balance of focus, but not too focused when it gets too stuck, but also allowing a little bit of surrender. And your flavor of that flow is unique to you, and you need to be aware of that. So there needs to be awareness of yourself. This is where you need to be aware of your experience of flow, and then when you're going through it, to be able to observe while you're going through it. It's, I call it, I know it's a bit hard sometimes to understand, but to experience the experience of experiencing it. So it's like be able to step back and step back out and seeing yourself and how that works, and, you know, maybe take it a scientific approach to see how your flow works, because your job as an artist is to ensure that the art gets made, and the art doesn't get made if you don't know how to get into flow when you need to. And especially as a mama, where you need to weave life and all the other things with it, it means that you have to sometimes show up. You only get, like me, maybe another 5 minutes left, and still be able to allow the flow and the creativity and the divine gems and value to kind of come through, and the aha moments. And the last one is connection. In order for you to get the art made, you need to be connected, not only to the muse and to creativity and to inspiration and what the original intention was, and to stay there and to keep going, because sometimes it's easy to start, although I know that's hard too sometimes, to get started, to get over the fear and to find the courage and the clarity to know how to start. But then there's the messy middle part where you're like, oh my God, I don't think I can do this, or I've hit a wall, I don't know how to problem solve this. You need that connection back to your original intention, to your muse, to your inspiration, to your creativity, knowing your creative practice, so that you can keep going and at the end and actually finish it and to release it. Then that's the other connection. You need to connect with, if you're offering this to the world or offering things for sale, or you're offering it in exchange for something with someone else, you need to have that connection with that person, because you're not creating this thing just for yourself. You need to be able to know how to communicate that and make that connection with other people. And this is where sales copy comes in, and marketing, if you're doing it as a business, comes in, and knowing how to sell, how to market, how to talk about your work, how to be seen, how to do publicity, all that kind of stuff. But if you're doing it, work is just for you, then you need to connect to the process of it, because art is an anchor for our self-expression in this world, right? And so there has to be an element of you in it. And so to stay connected to yourself and to the reason why you're doing it, or to the reason what it is that your original intention in the process of making the work, what you're going to gain from it, or just being open to, you don't even know what you're going to gain from it, and being open to that. And so staying connected allows you to keep going when it gets hard, keep going when you don't know what's happening and you're kind of feeling like you're feeling your way through a fog. And that connection also then allows you to find your way back when you feel like you've gotten distracted, or that you've been led astray, or when life kind of throws crap at you and you're just kind of like knocked out, and you've got to find your way back to the work that's calling you, because it feeds your soul, because your creativity is the seed and the anchor in your life, so that you can show up, be the kind of person that you want to be, and to live that joyful, purposeful life that you are longing for, which is why we're here. Right, I know that was really quick. I have less than 5 minutes. We're making good time. Definitely hashtag below, or comment below what you got from it, which of the 4 that you feel like you need help working with. This is what I work with the people on the Muse Messenger Magic on, you know, how to find the resources that you need. So if you want to start as a business, you are a maker, you are wanting to sell your work, you know, and finding your first clients, I can help you with that, and finding your resources for that. But more than just the money side is also the mindset side, and having the energy and the attention while you're, you know, dealing with little kids around, or dealing with like chores and laundry and never ending laundry. And then also like finding your connection, really finding your why, how to stay connected to your creativity and to your muse, and to make it something that is more than just, here's this thing I make. Because when you're a creative and a maker and an artist, there is more to it than just what a lot of online business just talks about. It's more than just branding. It's more than just finding clients. It's more than just, there is the you part and the soul part and the creativity part, and I can help with that. And that's what Muse Messenger Magic is about. Working with you one-on-one. There's all kinds of stuff that we can do, but we have 4 weeks together, and because it's a one-on-one thing, it means we can really tailor it to what it is that you need, so that you can find the clarity, you can find the courage to do your next step, to know what it is that you need to do next, but also to find, did I say courage already? To actually do it, and to be able to find that connection and consistency in showing up, and to know what it is that you need to find your flavor of living a creative life, because that's what it is. Living a joyful life of purpose means using your creativity, and I know that this doesn't apply to everyone, but you know that you connect with, which is why you're here, that you know that your creativity is an important part of it, and that's where you're going to find the joy part as well as the purpose part, because you're more than just a robot. You're not just ticking things off a list. You want something that has more meaning to it, and you love the idea of mindset and mindfulness and me and the way I work, then I welcome you to message me about Muse Messenger Magic. Otherwise, I've got to go. I hope that was super valuable. Hashtag below Muse Messenger Magic if you want more information about that, and I would love all the love heart showers as well. But I will see you next time. I'm getting all sweaty because I was so excited and all that stuff that was coming through. I will see you guys next time in these videos, and remember to dare to take your big dreams seriously and take the next step today. And I will see you next time, Muses. If you want to know more information about Muse Mamas, definitely let me know, and I will come back round and give you more info. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.